Yo, what's good, everybody? Today we are back with another Marvel Snap Pool 2 deck, and this one is intended to make your opponents rage quit. Now, what this rage deck will do is really control the game and kind of counter what your opponents are doing and use Jubilee to bring out some of your heavy hitters. I'm going to show you exactly what I do to use this deck to make your opponents just angry. The number one key card is gonna be Storm. Our goal is put out Storm on a location that's unappealing, maybe a location that's gonna minus some power, or danger room. It usually surprises your opponent. They don't expect anybody to play on those spots. Hopefully on turn 4, gonna be able to drop Jessica Jones right in there, and that location will be flooded out. There's no more cards that can be played there. Jessica Jones is gonna turn into an 8 power card to go along with Storm, and that 10 power is probably gonna be enough to take that location down, and we're gonna try and lock that up right away. And an alternative to Jessica Jones is going to be Jubilee, and Jubilee is so much fun to run in this deck. You don't necessarily need to drop her on that flooded location because she works out pretty much anywhere, because we have a whole bunch of really strong high drops. When you play Jubilee, you're trying to get Infinaut out of the deck, and that is 20 power right to that location. No matter what, you're going to have America Chavez in the deck until turn 6, so America Chavez has a really good chance of getting drawn by Jubilee. It happens quite often. And the last 6 drop is Odin, which I really love for this deck. He's going to set Jubilee off again. The only problem with pulling Odin onto the Storm location is that Storm's gonna get set off again and give your opponent one more try, but at that point in time it might be too little too late. But like I said, Jubilee is not just there just to fill the Storm location. It's better if you have Jessica Jones there and we could break out Jubilee at a separate location. But the whole key to the deck that really keeps it together and working well are all these control cards. Enchantress is really gonna help out when your opponent has Devil Dinosaur and they're setting it up and they're getting ready to absolutely burst onto the field with a huge 17 power drop. Enchantress on turn 6 is going to come out and absolutely stop that dead in its tracks. Shang Chi is also there for insurance against these big drops like Devil Dino, like Infinaut. As long as your opponent reveals first and you know they're gonna drop that big card on the end, well, you just throw out Shang Chi and you just go ahead and you kill that power and you take over that location. Killmonger, who's gonna come out and take care of all those kazoo decks or those other pesky Infinaut Sunspot combinations. By killing off Sunspot, you're killing a massive part of that person's strategy. What we're doing with this deck is we're providing huge power, and we're providing a lot of control to make sure that we can get that power out at the right locations. And the only 2 drop in the deck is going to be Scorpion. If you get him out on turn 2, your opponent may lose 4-5 points total. That is such an incredibly valuable quality. In my opinion, Iceman and Sunspot are the 2 best 1 drops. With Sunspot gaining +1 power for every energy unspent, he is the perfect combo to Infinaut. And the next 1 drop in this deck is of course Iceman, and Iceman is adding to the control of the deck. By giving a +1 cost to one of your opponent's cards, he's really messing up their plans right away, right on turn 1. Going back to Odin for a second, the beautiful part is that a lot of these creatures have on reveal abilities. Odin provides the security of giving us a win, but if he sets off Enchantress or Shang Chi again, then he actually acts as sort of a control card as well. Everything really works well together, but another version of this deck that you could play is with Professor X in there instead of Jessica Jones. I had a lot of success with that as well. I just find that the Jessica Jones element may be a little more consistent. All right, let's take this deck into action. Let's go force our opponents to rage quit. And that is the perfect location to start us out with. Jotunheim works out really well if we could draw Storm on the next turn or two, because we could play Sunspot in the middle, we could play Scorpion out there, and then we could play Storm at that left location that he is not going to be dropping cards at. And then maybe we'll be able to play another card there and take a location and lock it up right away. We got a copy of Hulk from our opponent. Hulk is not a bad alternative to Odin if you are running this deck and you don't like to use Odin. Either way, that's just an alternative tip. It doesn't really matter. We're playing Scorpion. We're sticking with our original strategy, and we're hoping that Storm comes on the next turn. He hit us with the Scorpion as well, and we didn't get Storm, and so we got Infinaut instead. This is not looking great for us because all we can really play is Iceman. We're gonna play him in the danger room. There's a good chance he gets destroyed, but we don't really care about that because he's gonna get set off. He's gonna make one of our opponent's cards cost more. And there he goes. So we finally got Storm. It's not the ideal situation, but we do have Storm, and we're still going to use it on Jotunheim. It's much less ideal on turn 4 because now on turn 5, he's going to have a lot stronger cards to play out there, but we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. So as expected, he didn't play anything at Jotunheim. He did play Killmonger, but that's okay. We're not too worried about Sunspot. He's just kind of an insurance policy, or kind of bait for their Killmonger. Because he's gonna reveal first, we're gonna take the risk and play Enchantress at this left-hand location, and we're gonna hope that he plays something weird like Devil Dinosaur or some other ongoing effect. And there it is, folks, the Devil Dinosaur, and we hit him with Enchantress. He loses that power, and we automatically win that first location. So we know our opponent has Hulk because we got his Hulk from him. So what we're gonna do is we know he's playing at the middle location. We know he reveals first. So we are actually going to Shang Chi right in the middle. He's gonna drop his Hulk, and we're gonna kill him, and we are going to win the second location and win the game. Let's go ahead and snap, and let's end the turn. And he retreated. I told you he would quit. He knew he was done once he lost that first location. We're gonna go ahead and play one more game. This time we start with 2 Raptors. That doesn't really help us out, but we know we have Killmonger somewhere in the deck. Iceman is going to hurt him big time. Hopefully make one of those really good cards cost 1 extra energy, and it's going to throw off his whole strategy. And that cost us because we don't have that extra energy, and that's tough, but that's okay, because if we get Storm, we are going to destroy that location because we already cost ourselves. And this is a great location for us because he's gonna get a whole bunch of Hulks, and we're gonna go ahead and Shang-Chi them all. Let's hope that he fills that location with possible Hulks. What we're gonna do is we're gonna actually drop Sunspot right here in the middle, and we're still hoping that we pull Storm. He may have just cost himself the whole game because of what we have in store for him. We're gonna save him to absolutely destroy all of his Hulks and break his heart. He thinks he has that location absolutely locked up. Playing Killmonger is going to destroy our plans, so we're actually just going to wait. If he plays Killmonger, then it is what it is, and instead he plays White Queen. We know that he's got Infinaut now. We're gonna throw Storm in the middle location as sort of a form of insurance, because if he breaks out Killmonger, then our middle strategy is completely screwed over. So he skipped his turn on turn 5. That's gonna throw the monkey wrench into the plans a little bit, because we know he's playing Infinaut, because we know he copied Infinaut from our deck. If he throws him in the middle, then we're completely screwed and we definitely lose the game. He's probably going to want to play him on the left side to kind of ensure his victory. We're just going to have to go for it. And he didn't play him in the middle. He played him on the left. We went for it. He thought he had it locked up. And that's that, folks. That's how you win with this deck. You just gotta outsmart your opponents or force them to quit. We only saw one quit, but I'm telling you, this deck frustrates opponents by countering everything that they're throwing out there, and it forces people to lose their minds and just quit on you. And even if you can't get them to quit, you can still outsmart them. We proved that in this video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, it helps out immensely, and go check out some of my other Marvel Snap videos. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day.